This is Tomonews for Wednesday, February 1st.
Confederate flag supporter detonates bomb at Walmart. A Mississippi man has been arrested for detonating an explosive he said at Walmart in retaliation for the continuing sale of the state flag. Marshall Leonard, 61, was arrested at 2 a.m. Sunday morning after placing a homemade explosive device in the entrance of a Walmart store in Tupelo, Mississippi, according to WJTV News. The device was wrapped in newspaper, which Leonard set alight. Leonard threw the bomb into the store's entrance and told an employee resting there to run. Leonard and the employee fled, and the bomb exploded with a loud bang. Police say the device contained enough explosive to damage the store if it had been assembled differently. Marshall Leonard then fled the scene in his silver Mazda sedan, which has a large Mississippi flag and a Confederate battle flag suspended through its sunroof. He was pulled over for running a red light nearby, and then arrested when the officer began receiving calls about the explosion at Walmart. He's been charged with detonating an explosive device. Last week, Marshall Leonard made several threats online against local retailers, including Walmart, and several news outlets which he accused of conspiring to remove the Mississippi state flag.
Samsung just can't catch a break. Remember how Samsung had to replace all their Note 7s after the phone just couldn't shake its habit of self-immolation? Well, now it seems that at least one of those replacements has another bad habit: smoking. According to reports, passenger Brian Green was turning off his Note 7 on board a Wednesday morning Southwest Airlines flight from Louisville to Baltimore. All was well until his phone started heating up and puffing smoke. The Note 7 reportedly got so toasty that it burned a hole in the plane's carpet. After becoming aware of the situation, the crew evacuated 75 passengers from the plane. Reuters reached out to Green's wife, who said the phone was a replacement he got 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, technology news website The Verge spoke to Green and did some digging on the phone's IMEI number and packaging. They found it to be a replacement device, unaffected by Samsung's recall. Samsung said they're working with authorities to determine the cause of the smoke and will comment further after they've examined the phone. Started smoking before takeoff, but just imagine if it all went down at 40,000 feet. Scary, right? Secret Service officer gunned down in Washington, D.C. A Secret Service officer formerly assigned to the White House was shot and killed on Tuesday in Washington, D.C. Secret Service officer Arthur Baldwin allegedly tried to break into his girlfriend's home before fleeing the scene in April. Police say 2 windows and the hinges to a door of the home were damaged. After police arrived, Baldwin returned to the home and asked to talk to his girlfriend. Police found his loaded service weapon in his car, and he was arrested at the scene. Baldwin was assigned to the White House. He had been on administrative leave since the arrest. Baldwin was shot multiple times in an attempted robbery in Southwest Washington on Tuesday afternoon. He died later at a hospital. Police believe the shooting is not related to Baldwin's job or his alleged break-in in April.
Basketball player's eyeball popped out of his head. Portland Breakers basketball player Akil Mitchell is recovering from a nasty eye-popping injury this week. On Thursday night, the 24-year-old was in the middle of a game when his left eye suddenly popped out of the socket. Mitchell fell to the ground in agony and was immediately treated for his injury. And while an injury like this might look eye-wateringly horrifying, it turns out it's actually not all that bad. His general manager told ESPN that the injury isn't as serious as it was initially believed to be. And going from Mitchell's latest tweet featuring a tongue-in-cheek glancing eyes emoji, he's apparently seeing just fine.
Hold on to your sweet tooth.
McDonald's seems to be on a mission to kill us with calories, one decadent food item at a time. After unleashing chocolate-covered fries on Japan, it's now targeting unsuspecting Italians, which they won't be able to resist. 2 days after humanity effed itself up, Mickey D's decided to console the world by making a dessert burger filled with everyone's favorite hazelnut spread. No meat, no cheese, no pickles, just carbs and choco hazelnutty goodness. But you'll have to fly to Italy if you want Nutella between your buns. And you'll probably need to have more than one, because the sweetie con Nutella is definitely not American-sized. Might be a good idea just to make your own dessert witch, or better yet, just eat it straight out of the jar like a proper Nutella monster. Although if the Nutella burger ever comes to our shores, definitely not complaining.
Parents leave newborn with babysitter who smothers it. In Xinzhou, a city outside of Taipei, a 7-month-old baby girl died after parents left her with a nanny. The nanny, identified by her last name Lin, was a licensed child caretaker and had 3 years of experience prior to taking on the job with the family. When interviewed by police, Lin confessed that after the parents left the house, the baby girl refused to stop crying. Frustrated by the noise, Lin had dumped a blanket and her jacket on top of the newborn and went out into the living room to mess around on her phone. After an hour or so of blissful silence, Lin finally decided to check on the baby girl. To her horror, she discovered that the baby's face was a dark hue and she wasn't breathing. The nanny called emergency services and began CPR, but it was all too late. The parents told police that they'd hired Lin on the recommendation of a local nursery. They'd visited the nursery but noticed that it was understaffed. One nanny was attempting to care for 7 children between the ages of a few months to 3 years. The parents said they wanted their daughter to be well cared for, so they decided to hire a full-time nanny to come to their house. Who knew things would end like this?
Allergic reaction to lipstick causes woman's lip to swell. A Florida woman was rushed to the emergency room after she suffered an allergic reaction to a CoverGirl brand lipstick. Lily Cleopatra Maurice recently shared images of her swollen pucker on her Facebook as a warning message to others. Maurice reportedly purchased the lipstick from the CoverGirl Queen collection at her local Walmart. Believing in the CoverGirl motto, Maurice applied the lipstick before bed, feeling easy breezy beautiful. But instead of transforming Maurice into a queen, the lipstick gave her dramatic Kylie Jenner lips. Ah! Did we say ah? Marie shared the horrifying images of her lip on Facebook. Her bottom lip had swelled to over 3 times its normal size. She even shot a short video on her way to the ER the next morning.
Thank you for the lipstick.
Turns out Maurice had a rare allergic reaction to the lipstick, a reaction so bad she claims she could have died. Luckily, she's recovered from the incident and is continuing to warn others of the lipstick. Meanwhile, a representative from CoverGirl has responded, saying the product is perfectly safe.